Welcome, baseball family, to our Friday night live episode of the Baseball Together podcast. I understand this might throw some of you for a loop. Immediately, I think of Twitch Taylor Brig.
That's
Twitch
the one
Taylor
I'm worried about.
Might not be on Twitch on Friday nights.
I know.
But Twitch Taylor, if you are on Twitch, feel free to join us. Anyway, I am Brad. As per usual, I've got Brig over here sipping on his drink. How are you this evening?
I always got to
Mr.
have a
Brig?
drink.
What's that?
So I always got to have something. This is
of course.
Pucha.
I always have a diet due. You can count on that.
Little dooski for the Bradster.
That's right. That's right. There is a lot of fun and excitement to get into this evening. So first things first, we're going to get right into it with Michael Lorenzen's no against the Nats. What was it? I highly lost track what day that was. That Tuesday? Wednesday. Brig, I kid you not. I thought Wednesday was Monday and Thursday was Tuesday. Legit. I think it's because my son started school that day on Wednesday. So it totally
Don't you hate that?
threw me for a loop. But anyway, some of the deets on this no. Lorenzen threw 124 pitches, which I think is darn near a high for anybody this season.
Yeah,
because you can set your clock to it, your pitch clock to it. The guys are coming out at 100 pitches these days, so 124 is a lot. Because of that, the Phillies are actually going to give him 8 days of rest before he pitches again. I think that's well earned, well deserved at that point. Because really, Brig, I think that the reason they left him in there for 124 pitches is because they were like, okay, he's like our fifth guy, right?
Yeah.
Whatever happens, so be it.
Yeah, but we acquired him because we needed a fifth guy.
Exactly right.
If anything goes wrong, they still need a fifth guy.
Yeah, they're still going to need him. But, I feel like they were just kind of like, whatever, let it roll. So I think it's awesome, really cool, that they let him go, that they weren't shooting for the collective
combined.
No, right? Yeah, combined no, because it doesn't have the same feel as just having one guy in there. That Philly Rob had the sense to feel out the situation, right?
I agree. I like it a lot. I was very happy with the decision to leave him in, and he only walked 4 batters. That's it. Which is great, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a huge number in a no. For those of you that might not know, if he hadn't walked anybody, it would have been a perfecto.
Yeah, no errors. Yeah,
no errors,
no walks. Well, and I saw a stat today that out of those 124 pitches, he didn't shake off JT Realmuto once.
Really?
Because that dude knows how to call a game, and we've known that for a while.
For a long time now, yeah, right? For sure.
So there's that.
Yeah,
Brig has some fun facts about this one, though. Go ahead, Brig. Share us the fun facts.
I do, and then I have a question for you, Brad.
Okay.
So this is the 14th no-hitter thrown in Phillies franchise history. I think that's a fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
We throw around the no-nos, and people they do happen more often than certain other things in baseball, but it's still not a common fact of life. So the Phillies have been around for 100 million years. This is only the 14th time. What's interesting, though, is, and this has been going around, so I'm just going to make it really clear without any sort of major reveal, is that there have been 4 players to have come out of a single high school in Orange County called Fullerton Union High School. And Fullerton Union has, like I said, only produced 4 Major League Baseball players in the history of the school, which is over 100 years old. And all 4 of those Major League Baseball players have thrown no-hitters in the history of Major League Baseball. I think that's a pretty cool fact. And again, it's going around, but let me just put a finer point on it for everybody. The first one to do it was in 1920. That's 103 years ago. Walter Johnson no-hit the Boston Red Sox in 1920. He pitched for the Washington Senators. Johnson, if you don't know the name Walter Johnson, he's the winningest pitcher in Major League Baseball history.
Second winningest.
Is he the second winningest? Yeah.
Cy Young is the winningest.
I was going to say that does it for sure. He's the second winningest pitcher in Major League Baseball history. Thank you. I cleared that up. Thank you, Brad. 53 years later, Steve Busby of the Kansas City Royals threw the first of 2 no-nos in his career, which is an incredible achievement. And he did them 14 days apart, if my research serves me appropriately. He did 2 no-nos within 14 days, which is
insane,
astonishing. Yeah. In 1983, the Oakland A's had a right-hander, Mike Warren, on the mound. He no-hit the White Sox, and then Lorenzen did it on Wednesday. Late acquisition during the trade deadline from the Tigers. Walked 4 guys, but it's history now. Brad, I have a question for you.
Okay.
A no-hitter is an incredible feat. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Is it diminished in any way by the fact that they were playing the Nationals?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
I don't feel like it matters who you're playing when you throw it, because it can take an infield hit. It can take just a blooper over the infield, because this is the thing, is the Nats are not a good team. It doesn't mean they're full of bad players. Keibert Ruiz is a good player.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't think it diminishes any, because all it takes is for Keibert Ruiz is to shoot one through the opposite field, and he's got himself a base hit. Like, last week, Logan Gilbert gave up 1 hit. I think it was against the Padres. 1 hit the Padres. And the 1 hit was a tough infield play where second baseman Dylan Moorhead was running to his right and had to backhand it, hit off the heel of his glove. A lot of people wanted it to be an error, but I was like, that's a tough play. That's a really tough play. You've got to score that a hit, give the guy credit. But if they had scored that error, then he would have no-hit the Padres, at least through his, through his time on the mound. And so it can take something like that to ruin a no-no. I still think it's a really big deal.
I think it's a big deal too. And I bring up the question because the question's moving around, right? This isn't necessarily my opinion, but I have seen some fans asking the question, and it happened as well when Domingo Germán threw the perfecto because it was against Oakland. People were like, well, 2023 Oakland,
doesn't matter.
Is it celebrated as much? And I'm like, yeah, of course it is. But so if you're watching this later or whatever, and you're wondering, how does this rank? Where does it rate? Yes, it does. It's an incredible opportunity.
And this is the thing too.
Nobody gets.
This is the thing too, is that, like, you've got to think about the guys at the big league level. Like, there are some guys at the big league level who don't hit big league pitching well, but in the grand scheme of things, all of those guys can hit. Everybody at that level can hit to some degree. Yeah. Even if you're like, dude, that guy stinks. He's hitting a $150. Yeah, well, he's hitting a $150 better than you would.
Yeah, so, in the bigs, right?
And he can at least get lucky. What is that, like 1.5 times out of 10 to get a hit and get on base? So there's a chance that he can get lucky that day against that pitcher, even if he's the one guy on the team who does it. And it's hard to shut down 9 guys through the order 3 times at the big league level. So that's why I think it holds muster every single time. But I will say that the combined no-no doesn't add up quite so much for me, just because you could trot out 9 pitchers and all of them.
It's usually only 3 and sometimes 4, but it's still not as big a deal for me as well. Okay, well, I just wanted to address that because I think I agree with you, and I wanted to put it out there.
Okay, let's get moving on. Let's get on to the Padres. Brig, my first question for you is, are the Padres broken?
Yes.
Yes, Next they question. Are, and here's why. So the Mariners... And it's not because the Mariners swept, because obviously I hold a lot of weight with Mariners wins. I think they're important and they matter. I'm not saying these wins, this 2-game sweep, which is weird to say. It doesn't matter. But this is the reason the Padres are broken. We'll call it 2 in a row, Brig. How's that?
I don't know. You keep flip-flopping on me, so I'm confused every time.
Anyway, it's 2 in a row. Anyway, the Padres held a players-only meeting, and this is a quote from Juan Soto coming out of this meeting. He said, "We've got to play as a team. We've got to go out there and grind every day, grind every at bat. It's been really inconsistent," which indeed it has been. Some days we do, some days we don't. We got to do it every day. Days like this series, we just give up. Like literally, we just give up instead of keep grinding, keep pushing. We got to forget about yesterday and keep moving. So this is the thing about this, Brig, is that like this has to translate defensively as well, because things were ugly against the Mariners, like for the Padres against the Mariners, especially late in the games. Like I don't know if they're tired, I don't know what, but like the Mariners scored so many, especially in game 2, they scored like 5 runs in the 8th inning.
Whoa.
And it all started with a home run. The home run was not the rally killer, it was the rally starter, and they just compounded and kept scoring runs that inning. And of course I was pumped, right? Because I've got a team who's in a playoff hunt, got to win games. But it was crazy to see things just spiral for the Padres, and it wasn't like there was a bunch of errors, anything like that. It was just the pitching wasn't good. The defensive effort didn't seem like it was really there, especially towards the end of the inning. Eventually they got out of it, but man, it was just like, this is not the Padres team that we were expecting to see, and I do feel like there are going to be a lot of moves this offseason, especially if they don't make the playoffs, that they're going to really have a fire sale and tear things down.
Well, they should, and so should their friends down south. But anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe there's a problem in California that we're not aware of.
I don't know. Trouble in paradise is what it seems like to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway. All right, the postseason schedule has been released. Synchronize your calendars, mark it on them, whatever you need to do. Officially, the playoffs start October the 3rd with the wild card series. That's going to be 3 days in a row, October 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Then we'll move on to the division series. Oh, those games will all be on ESPN as well.
I was just going to say that.
So
they're all
make sure you
on
get
ESPN.
yourself to an TV with ESPN on it to watch those. And then
October 5th is only if necessary.
If necessary, right? Yeah, because those are
2
best
games.
of 3. Yeah.
Then
the division series will shift over to FS1 and Fox for the ALDS. The NLDS will be on TBS. Those will run October 7th through the 14th. Games looks like there will be a couple games of game 4 or a couple series will be game 4 on the 11th. Anyway, 12th, 13th, and 14th will all be if necessary. But and then we've got the League Championship Series, again on Fox and FS1 for the ALCS. The NLCS will be on TBS, and that will be October 15th through the 24th. Then the World Series. Starting on October the 27th and end, if necessary, Game 7 will be on November the 4th. So like I said, mark your calendars, get ready for the playoffs, because it is coming up and coming in hot.
Yeah, it is.
So
very excited.
It is so very excited. Also nerve-wracking that we're to the point where it's like, hey, get ready for the playoffs. Yeah. Because holy cow, this season went by fast.
It's true. Baseball family, before we get into our weekend series, I want to let you know again about pretty much the most exciting thing we got going right now, which is that Brad and I are here. The second most exciting thing we got going right now is that we have partnered with VersusGame. And if you don't know what VersusGame is by now, let me tell you about it. We are always asking on the show what you guys think of different topics, what you want, what your opinions are, and things like that. And now we've partnered with VersusGame to bring you a super easy way to interact with us and to answer those questions, and also with an opportunity to make some actual live dollar bills in that situation with those
real
Q&A.
Actual money.
Yeah, no, seriously. So all you got to do, you can play for free as well if you'd like, but you can purchase bundles, and it opens up a whole bunch of more opportunities for you to interact with us and other polls that are going on the platform as well. It's best if you use your mobile device, but go to Versus. Let's see, it is btpod.onversus.com. I can do that. btpod.onversus.com. Do it on your mobile device. And come and play with us. If you answer trivia questions and polls and you get them all correct, and you can bankroll some money. It's awesome.
Right now we have a couple live right now. One is whether or not these are opinion polls, whether or not you think Bartolo Colon will make the Hall of Fame, and the other one is if you think the Red Sox will make the playoffs. This is all based on previous conversation. We take conversations from the show and put them on Versus Game as polls. But also, baseball family, don't forget about Patreon. You can support the show there as well. We have five tiers of support: $1, $5, $10, $15, and a whopping $500 a month. Go check them out. See what the benefits of each are. They're all unique, except for the fact that everybody gets a sticker and the bullpen cut of the show, which is the unedited, uncut version of the show from the moment we hit record until we stop between segments. Everything, all the banter and the conversation and jokes and fun that we have in between that doesn't make it into the show.
Right.
Just for our rooters over on Patreon.
And that comes out every Tuesday. Don't forget to jump on YouTube, especially. We are other places, but YouTube is the best place to interact with us. That comes out everywhere you podcast and on YouTube every Tuesday morning. And that's year round. We don't take a break. Sometimes
we don't have an off season around here.
We don't. No! Who needs an off season? Not I.
That's right.
Anyway, the last thing I wanted to tell you is that we have some really cool interviews coming up that you're going to want to stay tuned for. One of them is very soon. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So there you go. Subscribe on YouTube so you do not miss these really great conversations that we were able to have. Okay.
Right. Hey, let's get into the national TV schedule. Going on right now, the Cubs and the Blue Jays are playing on Apple TV Plus. That's a Friday night game, as you know, because it's Friday. Anyway,
sure is.
It's throwing me off doing this on Friday instead of Thursday.
It is, man. It's a little odd.
We'll get used to it. Okay, and then the other Apple TV Plus game tonight, it starts at 10:15 p.m. Eastern time. That's the Rangers of the Giants. I am looking forward to this series. Holy shamoly, Brig. It's going to be fun and very exciting. Let's look at records real quick. The Cubs and the Blue Jays. The Cubs going into today are 59-56. The Blue Jays are 65-52, and they just optioned Alek Manoah back down to AAA. And so that's driving the struggle bus. I'm curious how things go for them going forward with the issues that they're having with Bo Bichette's injury. And granted, Davis Schneider has been outstanding, right?
Correct.
He's no Bo Bichette.
No, not at this point. Yeah.
So, anyway. And then Rangers. The Rangers are 68-47. They are holding on to a shoestring lead in the AL West. And then you've got the Giants, who are 62-53, sitting in second place in the NL West. Why don't you tell us about what's going on Saturday, Brig?
Saturday on, let's see, I don't know, FS1 at 9:40 p.m. Eastern time. There we go. I can read the thing. FS1 Saturday, 9:40 p.m. Eastern time. Probably the most exciting series, potentially, I should say, the most exciting series of the weekend will be the Orioles in Seattle. And the reason it's interesting that it's in Seattle is because that will be King Felix Team Hall of Fame induction night, which means the game's probably going to start a little bit late. But if you're a Mariners fan, or even if you're just a King Felix fan, and even if you're just a baseball fan, this would be a great opportunity to tune in and see the kind of the majesty and the pageantry that they roll out for King Felix.
I was at the game last year when they inducted Ichiro, and it was super cool. They did a lot of really fun stuff. It was really cool getting to listen to guys like Griffey and Ichiro and other guys talk. And it was a lot of fun. So I'm really looking forward to it. I don't usually watch the Hall of Fame inductions if they're not on TV, or even if they're on TV. But I'm going to see if I can find a way to tune into this because it'll be awesome. I have records for them.
Go ahead. Freaking, what's his name? King Felix threw the 23rd out of 24 perfect game in Major League Baseball history.
Yeah, the last one before Herman's. Yep.
So there's
True
a little
facts.
context there.
Yeah. So records, the Orioles are 71-44. They are the best in the American League. And the Mariners are in the thick of it, in the hunt at 62-52, Brig. 10 games over 500. That's fantastic. I'm very excited.
It's fantastic. It really is. So you can switch over to Fox, which will be a little earlier at 7:15 tomorrow night on Fox. That's 7:15 Eastern. Check your local listings. You'll either end up watching the Braves at the Mets for what is obviously going to be a bloodbath. You could end up watching the Angels at the Astros for what we can only imagine is going to be a bloodbath. Or you
I
can
don't
end
know,
up
man.
You don't know? For real?
I don't
You don't
know.
know?
Well, so right now, Brig, the Angels and the Astros are playing. And yeah, you're right. Astros are up 7-2. Last time I checked, it was 1-0. Angels was like, I don't know, but yeah, you're right. It's in Houston. It'll be a bloodbath.
Okay, yeah, for real. Thank you. And then the Brewers at the White Sox, which might actually turn into bleeding noses, depending on how the White Sox are feeling that day. And it is Southside Chicago at home at White Sox ballpark, whatever they call it, these guaranteed interest rate, some kind of mortgage baseball company or something. I don't know.
Anyway, I've got records for these teams. We've got the Braves are the major league leading 72-41 against the Mets, who are extremely disappointing 52-62. The Angels are 58-58. They have really gone down since in the last month and a half or so, really since Mike Trout went down. Anyway, and the Astros are 66-50. The Brew Crew is leading the NL Central at 62-54 against the White Sox, who have also been a major disappointment. We found out a lot about that earlier this week. They are 47-69. And then on Sunday on Peacock, we've got Wake Up in Baseball. This game is at 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time. We've got the Tigers at the Red Sox. The Tigers are 52-63. The Red Sox are 60-50. And who knows what's going to happen in this game? Because, Brig, you don't know who the Red Sox are day to day, and the Tigers can come out and beat anybody on any given day, although it is seldom.
It is seldom, yes. But they do it, and it's odd, but it happens.
It is, it's odd, but it does happen. And it could very well happen because weird things happen during the day on Sundays.
Did you hear what Javi Baez said?
No.
He said, I'm a simple man. I see a pitch,
and I swing at it.
I try to hit the ball. Yeah.
Thanks, Bobby Boucher.
Yeah, I was like,
see the guy with the ball. I follow him. I run after. I try to tackle the guy with the ball.
I was like, dude, like, so I mean, props to Javi Baez. He's just keeping it real and he's keeping it simple. He's
it never change, too, right?
No,
because we love it.
I'm just gonna swing. I always swing. I'm just gonna keep swinging. That's fine. It's getting him into a whole bunch of trouble, but that's not his only problem. It's a big one, but it's not his only problem right now.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
For sure.
And then 7:10 p.m. Sunday, Braves Mets. We talked about that.
It's on ESPN. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Series to watch this weekend. I have the Rangers and the Giants because I'm very curious about how the Rangers do because they are, seriously, man, their lead in the AL West has evaporated. Even the Mariners are only 5.5 back of the Rangers right now. And I've got a bold prediction for you right now, Brig. The Rangers will finish third in the division and miss the playoffs. Calling it right now.
Oh no.
Tonight.
No.
Yep.
I really hope that does not happen.
That's I'm going to mark it down to keep track of it, but yeah, I think the Rangers are going to finish third in the division and miss the playoffs this year.
Who's watching? Who are you? Sound off, Taylor. Twitch Taylor's here. Somebody on Twitch is here. Tell us. Somebody get this on record. I mean, we're recording it right now. But I need somebody to back me up on this. Is Brad crazy? I think you've lost your mind.
I don't think so, but that's just me. Okay, and my other series is the Angels of the Astros because that's a division rivalry, and I got to see what's going on with the Astros these days because I would love it if the Mariners caught them, but I don't know.
Dude, You
Tell us
just
about your
hurt
series,
my
Brig.
feelings. I'm
Sorry, I
not
hurt
talking
your
to you
feelings.
anymore right
Okay,
now.
all
I don't.
right.
Baseball family, since I'm not talking to Brad, I'm going to talk to you. I'm obviously going to watch the Yankees and the Marlins. The Yankees have no business contending for a playoff spot at this point. They have no business asserting that they should be contending for a playoff spot. They have no business marketing themselves as contenders or, any of that. I'm really upset, and I'm headed to New York in a couple of days.
It took it to the Marlins tonight, though.
Yeah, I know, and it's really exciting, but I need more. I just need more.
Fool's gold.
Yeah, it is. The problem is that the Red Sox are coming to the Bronx, and I'll be there. I'm excited about it, but again, you don't know what you're going to get out of either team. It's a rivalry. Right. It's going to be an amazing experience. And when outside of the Yankees Red Sox series, I have no idea how to feel. That's okay. I'm also thinking the Twins and the Phillies. The Twins and the Phillies. It should be really interesting given the dynamic. Duh. I shouldn't have to explain that one. It's really good.
Yeah, and then we both have. Obviously, I'm going to watch the Orioles, the Mariners. Like Brig said, though, he's excited for the series. Should be really good.
Yeah.
And then we're both watching the Cubs and Blue Jays as well.
Yeah. Super duh there.
Yeah, the Blue Jays is another scoreboard watching thing for me. I got to see what the Blue Jays do because of the wild card race. And the Padres
yeah,
and
but
the
Cubs have
Diamondbacks
been surging a little bit, and I want to see if that falls off or if this is consistent because they could make waves. They could make waves.
They could make it really, really interesting in the National League wild card. Yeah.
Yep.
And then the other series is the Padres and the Diamondbacks because somebody has to win, right?
That's right.
You can't both lose.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I really.
This is the thing. This is the
thing,
though, Brig, is I feel like if the D-backs win this series, they could end up burying the Padres. That could just be it.
Listen, I have one last thing to say about the Padres. I did a little bit of looking. It's not. I don't have my notes, so I didn't bring it up earlier. But I'm just going to mention this: the rest of their season is a little bit light. It's a little bit light for the Padres coming up, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes and what that does for them and their abilities and their numbers specifically. So we'll see.
Yeah, that is interesting. Yeah, that's something to keep an eye on. Strength of schedule is a real thing. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay, let's head on to our picks for the weekend. I had some making up to do, so I did 5 picks, and I did it a lot better than I thought I did. Initially, I thought I went 0-5. Brig, I went 2-3. I'll take it. I will take it.
Yeah.
That puts my current record at 27-24. And I wouldn't normally do this, but Saturday I'm taking the Mariners on the run line against the Orioles.
Whoa.
The Mariners have a history with Cole Irvin, and it ain't good for him. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Because he talked some trash a couple years ago on the Mariners and their ability, and he has not done well against them since. So
yeah, Chihuahua.
Yeah, so take the Mariners run line against the Orioles, and it's King Felix night. So there's that. And then Sunday, take the Tigers money line over the Red Sox. Do it. Just do it.
Wow. Okay. All right. I'm still doing poorly as I learn how to bet, and this is very interesting. There's my alibi. It's not a very good one. I went 1 for 2 last week. My current record is 22-29. So sad. But what I suggest you do, unless you just want to keep doing what Brad says, what I suggest you do is parlay the Braves sweeping the doubleheader against the Mets and find a way to do the money line.
Yeah, because if you take, I don't think they'll be such big favors that you're not going to get plus money out of that. So even since they're going to be heavily favored, you can take the parlay there with the money line, and I think you'll get plus money out of it. And I think you're going to hit it too. I think they'll sweep it too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then take the Dodgers on the run line over the Rockies on Sunday.
Perfect. Now for my black flag pick of the week. I believe I'm 4-2 on these. It hit. My parlay hit last Friday. Jordan Alvarez homered and the Astros won. So I got another parlay for you this week.
Oh boy!
On Saturday, parlay Nick Castellanos homer and the Phillies money line.
Okay.
That's what's going on Saturday. And I forgot to put money on my parlay last week. Very upset with myself because I would have paid a pretty penny. I'm definitely going to do it this week.
Yeah,
so
you are.
Very excited about that.
All right, baseball family, thanks for joining us. Yeah. Huzzah! Yeah. We're done.
Huzzah, we made
this is over. Thank you for coming. Brad and I are fighting to get out of here. No, just kidding. No, you close it out.
Tell them about Chinook, Brig.
Oh, Chinook seeds are the best seeds ever. Put them in your face because they're good for your tongue and all them taste buds you got going on in there. They really are fabulous. They are the best seeds we've ever had. We called them to form a partnership. They agreed graciously. We love their product. Could not endorse them more. You can support the show and them and benefit them taste buds. 10% off. BT Pod is the code you want to use. ChinookSeedery.com. They're made in the United States. If that's important to you, that's a thing they do. And they're in Texas, and they're legitimately amazing.
And there's always a link in the description of everything to Chinook. Correct. If you can't remember ChinookSeedery.com, click the link in the description. It'll take you straight there.
Yep. And
use BT Pod at checkout. But baseball family, thank you so much for joining us on this Friday night. We'll catch you on Tuesday.